Greece will receive a major dose of life support over the next few months. 19 Eurozone nations have agreed to release $11.5 billion of its bailout loan.
I think it's an important moment in the long Greek program, an important moment for all of us. Since last summer, where we had a major crisis of confidence between us, that confidence has begun to recover.
The deal reached in Brussels is expected to have a major impact in Athens. $4.2 billion of that money will be given to the Greek government to repay its suppliers at home. That will inject cash into the stagnant Greek economy. But Eurozone leaders took just the first steps towards tackling the enormous Greek debt. The total is set to reach $380 billion this year. That's nearly double the economic output of Greece. Government leaders are trying to win a longer time frame to repay that debt, which is causing a rift between creditors. The IMF wants Greece's Eurozone creditors to lock in a permanent low interest rate of 1.5% and to offer Greece the next quarter century as a grace period. Greece would then need 40 years in which to repay its debt. The Eurozone says it would rather offer debt relief as and when necessary, but that piecemeal approach, says the IMF, won't solve Greece's problem. Whether the Eurogroup's first steps render the debt sustainable is still unclear. Meanwhile, the government needs to continue to raise about $50 billion in taxes each year, so government ministers are keen to show that Greece is still a good place to do business.
I think there is some ground for optimism that this can be the beginning of turning Greece's vicious circle of recession, into one where investors have a clear runway to invest in Greece.
Greeks have suffered painful reforms to reach this stage. Parliament passed new tax rises on Sunday and a privatization fund to manage state property, conditions demanded by creditors but largely opposed by Greeks, who are wondering how much more they can endure. John Psaropoulos, Al Jazeera, Athens.